What's good? It's your boy TJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boston Clinic. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to the LDBC, the YTBC. We working. We doing what we does, man. Don't forget we going live with the Peterson and Spence card tonight. Live, no footage, live scoring, live reaction. Come chop it up with your boy in the chat room. Then we do the post fight reaction, separate video. But we here, we in the building, and I seen Paulie Malignaggi said something interesting, and he said that if Jeff Horn was to beat Terence Crawford, he would be front runner for Fighter of the Year. He'd be a jump out the pack, and I think so. I definitely think that's the case. And he said that's no layup fight for Terence Crawford. And I linked that article in the interview in the description he did with Radio Raheem. Radio Raheem, one of the brothers I look up to. Much respect to him. But people acting like, my question is, why people acting like Jeff Horn is a layup fight for Terence Crawford? People acting like Crawford is a champion that's moving up. In actuality, he's an opponent that's moving up to fight a champion. You don't take your belt from 40 to 47. He took his belt and made it a mandatory status. And Horn presents some issues for Terence Crawford. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Horn upset Terence Crawford and anybody else in the business get upset. It's boxing. One punch can change it. And Terence Crawford hasn't fought anybody, at least on TV, since he signed with Top Rank, with somebody with the physicality of Jeff Horn. And his strength. And the size. Jeff Horn is one of the most, physical, dirty, mauling type of welterweight. Something like Sean Porter. He's very dirty with his tactics that he used. And, people, look down and look down on dirty fighters. But at the end of the day, it's a dirty sport. And, I like to see him work the body a little bit more, especially with the Terence Crawford fight. But, this ain't no easy fight for Crawford. This is no tune-up. This is people acting like, oh, Crawford handing the belt over to this guy. I don't look at it that way. He's moving up. This is a good barometer for him as well, but it's definitely not a tune-up. See his power, his speed at, his weight, his movement. We know he was a little bit heavy in between fights, celebrating becoming undisputed. He needs to enjoy that. As long as he's not indulging in, alcoholic or drugs, he's fine. Just to eat a little bit ain't gonna hurt him. Get a little bit heavy, it's cool. He'll knock the weight off. He's a worker. And he got the right mentality. But it'll be interesting to see if he can pound, Jeff Horn face in. Jeff Horn is a tough fighter. He was awkward angles. His awkward angles was not allowing Pacquiao to use his angles, and most people thought because they thought Pacquiao, was shot and his legs were shot. It was mostly Jeff Horn closing the distance. And Horn is going to use his physicality on Terence Crawford. If Terence Crawford isn't able to get Jeff Horn respect by accumulation or by pot-shotting him with his power shots, Jeff Horn is going to get off. Jeff Horn, it just needs to work the body a little bit more. But Jeff Horn has a real possibility of beating this guy. This guy hasn't fought anybody with an aggressive nature of Jeff Horn that I can remember that had the size and the power that Jeff Horn had, in my opinion. Felix Diaz tried to, bully him. He was just too small. There was a couple of Klimov was just too small. I mean, Jeff Horn is going to try. He's really going to test Terence Crawford inside game, his footwork, and see if Jeff Horn can cut the ring off on him. And he has a little irky-jerky type of movement with his head movement. And when I said that he was a good fighter versus Pacquiao, a lot of people laughed at me. They didn't give him a chance. And I said, this guy is a good fighter. And they laughed at my comments. And, he turned out to be a solid fighter and get the win. And, people don't like to give people credit, but the film don't lie. And this could be a very difficult fight for Crawford, especially since he hasn't fought anybody that's as dirty. And, I ain't going to say he's seasoned, but he's a pressure fighter, and swarmers by the boxers, it bothers distance and timing, and we'll see. I just don't think this is a layup. I think Horn this is a tough fight for Crawford, and if Crawford is able to beat Horn any type of way, he gets a full credit from the Boxing Clinic and CJ Goodfellow. We gone.